Everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Fully Charged Gardener. Thank you very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Now, full disclaimer before we go anywhere further in this video, Stihl GB have given me this item, so thank you very much Stihl GB for that. Very kind of you. So we have here the new Stihl HSA 26 trimmer. I may or may not be in the catalogue using this item. Did I mention that I was in the Stihl catalogue? Anyway, so in this very cool little pouch, which is also wall mountable, you get the little power unit, which works off of the, I can't be bothered trying to get that one out of there, the Stihl AS2 battery, which is the same one you can use in your GTA 26. It is a 10.8 volt battery, 2.1 amp hours and 28 watt hours. Remembered all the numbers, get in. So it comes with the battery, the power unit, and it comes with two cutters. It comes with this 12 centimeter grass trimmer. We're not going to be looking at that one in this video because I want to go and trim my bowls. So we are going to be using this 20 centimeter hedge trimmer attachment. Now, I will show you this in a bit more detail in the video if I can get my words out, but it's got this funky little design on the blade. Well, it's actually the anvil section. It's got a curve to it, and the idea being is that it will draw the branch into the cutter. This will cut up to 8mm thick branches, so pretty thick to be fair. And the cool thing about this is you don't need any tools to interchange it. You just slot it in and click and you're ready to go. Now, it's always very important to use a bit of lube, so we'll just give the blades a quick spray, and I use Stihl Super Clean just to keep my blades nice and clean and stop the resin buildup. So this will run for approximately 110 minutes on one battery. Obviously that depends on the thickness of branches you're cutting, density of bushes, dense bush, who misses. So anyway, let's see if I can get this in, just like that. You do have a little toggle switch on here that you have to press up first, and you're off. It's got a very nice rubber grip on the handle, so it stays nice and steady in the hand. Very quiet, and it weighs 1 kg, so it is extremely light. Now, this unit is aimed more at somebody who's just got a few bushes, a couple of bowls that need trimming. You know, if you are one of these guys who's out all day cutting miles and miles and miles of hedges, you're going to use shears probably, or a nice big hedge trimmer like the HSA 94T, which is what I use. But you know, if you're someone who's not able, arthritis or whatever, or getting a little bit older, aren't we all, and hasn't got the energy to be using shears, then something like this is going to be perfect. Nice and light, nice and easy to use. So yeah, let's get cracking. Let's go and have some fun. Let's go. So I've already been getting carried away here and having a bit of a trim of my bowls. We've got some nice buxers here. I will be perfectly honest with you, normally I trim all my bowls with very expensive Japanese shears, but like I say, if you're not able to, or you've just got a few shrubs in your garden and you just want to give them a neat trim, something like this is going to be brilliant. These are recommended retail price of £109 including delivery, which is damn good value for money considering you get the two cutters. Like I say, 20 centimeter cutter bar, will cut up to 8mm thick branches, and it runs at 2,200 strokes per minute. Ooh, strokes. And like I say, it has got an anvil and blade rather than dual blades. And what I have noticed is, because I'm used to shears and things like that, and the HSA 94T, which is just awesome with its cutter speed, you do have to just move a little bit slower. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking, let's do some cutting. So it is leaving a very nice clean cut, which is quite important on plants like buxus, because you don't want to be getting bruised leaves all over the place. And it's quite nice that we've got a bit of sunshine behind me, because like the GTA 26, this unit is not waterproof. You don't want to be using this in the rain, or indeed on wet bushes. Wet bush. So as you can see, it's doing a lovely job. And this is a root dense bush. These get trimmed at least twice a year, so they are quite dense and thick. And like I say, it's just nice, steady, gentle moves. You don't want to be going like that, but that drives me nuts when people trim like that anyway. Just take it nice, slow and steady. Shape of the unit's quite comfortable actually. My wife's just appeared behind the camera, is now staring at me. She appreciates some well-trimmed balls, don't you?
Yeah.
Look at that. I was just saying to the audience at home that this is doing a beautiful job. And that if they look in the Stihl catalogue, they might see me using this. I do believe it was this ball here. Was it not? Isn't it? I'm quite impressed with this. Now then, we're getting distracted. So Stihl sent me this, as I said, so thank you very much, Stihl GB. Will I be using this on all our topiary here? I'm going to be perfectly honest and say no, because I like my very expensive Japanese shears, because they are just damn sexy, and I love the therapy of just snipping away, and I find it very therapeutic. But I know there's a lot of people out there who, like I say, got arthritis or are just lazy, or you know, just looking for an easier option. This would be fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So we've had a go on some buxus. Over there we have a very fuzzy taxus ball, and I think we should go and have a go and see how it gets on in some taxus. Let's go. So I have a bit of a confession to make. I did film myself trimming Bob the big green blob, but I pressed the wrong button and it turns out I was just taking one very long photo. Anyway, point is, this thing is brilliant for intricate topiaries like that. Did I get those words out right? I don't know. Anyway, but brilliant for stuff like this. Now, would I use this instead of shears to trim Bob the big green blob? Yes, I would, because shears you're in and out all, and this just works a lot easier. So for stuff like this, detailed topiary, I will use this. Just thought I'd get that one in there. Anyway, let's go and trim my taxus ball. So here we have one very fuzzy taxus blob. And like I say, this would normally get trimmed with the HSA 94T. But seeing as I've got this, let's have a go. Quite strange just using one hand to trim my balls. Normally I'd have to use two. Sorry about my back to the camera. As you can see, this is cutting very nicely. These blades are sharp. And the design of the cutters, it really does work actually. It pulls those branches into the cutters. Let's have a little design that. Notice how your moves all get a little bit yoga, don't they? Slow and steady. And I'm sure there's going to be guys out there that go, oh, I haven't got time for that. I need fast cutting hedge trimmers because I do 5 million miles of hedge a year. Yeah, like I say, it's not designed for that. But what I would say, if you're a self-employed gardener, you know, working at your vein, and you might have limited space, just having one of these in the van instead of carrying your hedge trimmer all the time just for the odd shrub would be brilliant. I haven't done a very good job here. I've lost my shape a little bit. Pressure of being on camera, I suppose. Well, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. But it is cutting lovely. Very surprised. Still moving at quite a reasonable stroke. I have to say I am genuinely impressed by the way that's performed on there. Step back a second and have a look. That's not a bad shape. Now, I will go back over this and tidy it up properly and finish off the shape, but I don't want to bore you lot with that. But I just wanted to show the cutting performance on that, and that has done surprisingly well, if I'm honest. Yeah, very impressive. It's the new Stihl Hsa 26. Very, very surprised by this, I must admit. I thought, when I first saw it, I thought gimmick. But do you know what? It is genuinely quite impressive. Not just saying that, because I got it for free. I genuinely mean it. Like I say, for the target market, it is perfect. You know, like I say, if you're one of those professionals who's going to be cutting miles and miles and miles of hedges, you know, you're not going to use this, are you? But what you could do is still keep this in your van for those odd little jobs, or the hard to reach places that you can't get to with your long reach or your normal hedge trimmer. Perfect for that. So as I've mentioned before, with my fully charged gardener ratings, we have a dead battery, which means don't buy it at all. We have a half charged battery, which means, shortlist it, consider it, and then we have fully charged rating. And I'm going to give this a fully charged rating, and I'll explain that. Again, it's to do with the target market. I think there's a lot of people out there, less abled, who don't want to be using shears for whatever reason, don't want to go to a full-size hedge trimmer because it's clumsy. Perfect unit, absolutely perfect. And the fact that it is 2 cutters in one, because you do have the grass trimmer attachment as well. Speaking of which, I will be making a second video looking at the grass trimmer attachment, so tune in for that one. Thank you very much for tuning in again, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.